All right. Let's try this again. You know how much this frustrates me, but it is what it is. Excuse me. Hi again. I shouldn't have moved that booster. That's my own fault. Thanks for coming back, Kelly. I appreciate that. Hi there, best Cuban Saget. What's your first name, honey? Okay, is that better? Or am I choppy? Like I'm gonna do to my hair today. Yeah, what's your first name? Best Cuban cigar. What's your first name? You don't have to tell me your whole name. Just curious, because your name is kind of long, and I'm actually Middle Eastern. Okay, that doesn't matter to me. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Is that Quas? Do you pronounce the Q? Case? You pronounce it like a K? Case? Case? Hmm. Maybe I better just call you BCC. You're the BCC. What, you gonna be the BCC? Pronounce how you like. I don't mind. No. I'm gonna call you BCC. Is that okay? Best Cuban cigar. And I'll try not to tease you about the cigarette. I just think it's funny because you know why? Because it always happens to me. Thanks for hitting the like button again. Oh, Lord. BCC is cool. All right. All right. I like to do the little nicknames for people. So you were asking me, was that you that were asking me about Weird Al Yankovic, right? Was that was that you before we got cut off rudely by the internet? I love him. My boys turned me on to that boy. Oof. I just love him. And you know what the thing is? My husband thinks I'm just like him because I can change names of things really, really good like him. Like I can make up words to songs. Do you like him, BCC? Yeah, it is, isn't it? And my older son, oh, I was so disappointed he didn't ask me. My older son went to his concert live. I bet you he paid some money for that. I'm Austin for doing what? Oh, at doing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can change words to songs. I have a quick, I don't know what it's called. At least I'm quick at something. I know, that would be a forever dream to me to see AI live, artificial intelligence live, or to see him live. Hi, Travis. Yes, I do remember you. Oh, Weird Al, yeah. Weird Al Yankovic. We were just talking about Travis. Do you know who that is? He makes he makes up these little ditties with the words to other people's songs. I know my son saw him, and I don't know how the concert went because I told you I don't get to see my older son, but that my younger son is the one that started listening to him. I like the I like the hardware store. What's it called? Mine is everything you know is wrong. Okay, I don't think I know that one. Hey, Viddy, Viddy, you came back. I am I am so honored that you came back too. Travis came back and you came back. I'm so honored. And then BCC came back. I'm very honored. Going to the hardware store. That's what it's called. Ding, ding, ding. Oh my goodness. But you know what? Thanks for hitting the like, guys. I appreciate that. Those are my hugs for the day. I had to play the intro to everything. Um, my son was always really good with. I'm coming in here. I just got a shower, guys, so my hair is like, whoo! I blow dried it. Not much hair left at my age. Um, okay, but I forgot what I was saying. But oh, thank you for. I don't know. Sometimes I think my husband's just like, oh my god, what did I marry? My son, we got him a keyboard, and he could do the Charlie Brown song just off of his ear. And I got him electric guitar too. Yeah, Viddy, the hardware store. Yeah, it's just silly songs. I can do that with music though. I do that all the time, and my husband's just like, you got to record it. But then if I tried to do it again, I'd forget what I did. But thanks for saying that, Travis. That's so nice of you. Exactly. I have a keyboard, not a piano. Yeah, he could do so many amazing things. And he was in a band, like a rock and roll band, and he didn't know how to. He just listened to the songs that they were doing, and he could play it just off of his ears. It was amazing, amazing. So, not me. I don't have any musical talent, but speaking of music, like I wasn't allowed to listen to music when I was growing up. My father didn't allow me to have any music, so I go to my friend's house and I cheer you up when you're depressed, Travis. I'm just goofy. It's just me. Look, I washed my hair and it's all weird everywhere. I just blow dried it. Oh, um, Oh, that's sad about me not listening to music. Yeah, well, I would go to my friend's house to listen to music, and then one Christmas she was getting a stereo, and she put it in the garbage, and I was too embarrassed to ask her for it, so I waited till the dark time, and I went in the garbage and got it. But I had to hide it because I wasn't allowed to have music. But we weren't Amish or anything. It was just my dad. Daryl can tell you about that. I was very, it was like a jail. And when I was 10 years old, my sister was born when I was 9.5 years old. And when I was 10, I was responsible for her. And we didn't have Pampers or anything. I had to stick the pee diapers in the tub, rinse them out, and then um, Daryl says, "Don't get me started on my dad." Um, but I had to rinse them all out, and then I had to wash them in the tub. Um, and then I think used to rewash them with bleach in the washing machine. But I didn't like to do the poopy ones, but I had to. My mom was in the barn with the cows, milking the cows, so I had to take care of my sister. So she started calling me Mama Sally, and then all of her kids call me Mama Sally. Instead of Aunt Sally, they call me Mama Sally. It's like I'm an Italian lady, Mama Sally. But yeah. So hey, Wake Show, how are you there, girl? How's your day going so far? It's about afternoon there, right? Are you cooking or anything today? Oh, you came to say hello. Yeah, it's the thank you, Cuban cigar. It's amazing. Even ask my husband. You know, the way I turned out. Um, I'm way different than my siblings. Um, oh, you're preparing for an exam. You're so smart, girl. You do that. You focus on that. Um, but that's where I have my heart on my sleeve a lot, and I do tend to cry when people tell me about sick animals and things like that. Or if I talk about my mom, I can't talk about my mom because I went through a lot um, taking care of her when she was dying. It was very hard to watch that. But yeah, so that's the way I turned out. But I'm a very I'm a very caring, compassionate person, and I try to be nice to everybody. I mean, I have my moments. I have my moments when someone pushes like me just a little too far, messes with one of my friends, messes with my family, then it's Mama Bear time. It's not Mama Sally anymore. I have a beautiful heart. Well, thank you, Daryl. Thank you for saying that. Um, I try. So I was looking for Izzy because I have these ones on today. These are kind of boring. Let me see. I got all of my glasses before I start the reading today. I will. Oh, thanks for hitting the like. I just saw someone else do that. I got my So I got my confetti ones. Here's the confetti. Can you see those? That's the confetti. These ones I like. Um, who doesn't want? Kelly, who doesn't want honey? Ooh, nice. There she is. Izzy, I was just talking about you. And then here's the ones I wore the other day. Kind of like a stained glass kind of thing. I forget what they're called. But I wanted to get, I'm not a pink person. I'm not a girly girl. But I wanted to get, I just dropped them. I wanted to get ones that were like this color pink. I wanted to get that color pink. So, and then I got these. These ones are kind of cheapy ones. I'm still trying to figure out what Kelly said. Who doesn't? All right. Anyway, these are the black ones. Watch this. These are the white ones. Ah! They're nice whenever they turn into sunglasses because my eyes are like my. Oh yeah, who lives with people? These are the blue ones. These are ones I wore yesterday. You could just pile them on top of one another. Um, and then these are like, I think they were called Galaxy. Like in the Galaxy. See, it's like, I don't know. Looks like tie-dye to me. Um, and then it's coming. I got two left. Um, oh, these are the navy blue polka dot. There's a navy blue polka dot. Okay, best comedian. All right, now, Izzy, but I promised you. What did I promise you, Izzy, yesterday? What I promised, and I actually remembered. Do you remember, Izzy, what you asked me? In fact, my husband even reminded me. He's like, "You got to wear those for Izzy." Do you remember, kiddo? To wear my Snoopy ones, and I have them right here. There's Snoopy. Can you see them? If I put my hand here, I don't know if you can see them. There, I wore them for you. See that? I don't know if anybody else appreciates it, but I wanted to get the Sesame Street ones, but people might think I'm really crazy, but I don't teach. You love them? Thank you. Um, yeah, so let's get started. I'm fooling around today. This is what I used to do with my class. We'd be, okay. Um, let me get a drink because, okay. I am God who heals. I heal broken bodies, broken minds, broken hearts, broken lives, and broken relationships. Wow. My very presence has immense healing powers. You cannot live close to me without experiencing some degree of healing. However, it is also true that you have not because you ask not. Huh. You receive the healing that flows naturally from my presence, whether you seek it or not. I'm going to read that again. You receive the healing that flows naturally from my presence, whether you seek it or not. But there is more, much more available to those who ask. So he gives us, even though we're ignoring God, people that don't believe in God, or when, in the hustle bustle, we don't have time for God. But um, he'll give us even more should we ask, because you know what it says, ask and you shall receive, right? Ask and you shall receive. um, the first step is receiving healing, is to live ever so close to me. The benefits of this practice are too numerous to list. As you grow more and more intimate with me, I reveal my will to you more directly. When the time is right, I prompt you to ask for healing of some brokenness in your life, in you or in another person you're praying for. The healing may be instantaneous, or it may be a process. Remember, I told you that God is on his own time. He doesn't go by our watch. He goes by, you know, it might take a year, but that's only a day for him, right? You guys remember when I said that? Um, I prompt you to ask for healing from some brokenness in you or another person. The healing may be instantaneous or it may be a process. That is up to me. Your part is to trust me fully and to thank me for the restoration that has begun. So, um, putting your whole trust. Well, hello there, Jagdish. How are you, darling? You doing okay? I'm just reading the Word of God here. So, okay. So, putting full trust, because, like, done? Okay. You're scrolling on by? That's okay, honey. Um, putting your full trust in God is, for me, is pretty hard. You're from India? Okay. That's okay. Evan Gibson. It depends on how big and how long you wait for God to intervene. I don't think God goes by the. I think the donation would be the prayers and the time that you put into God. Because the world, Evan, is so busy. I mean, I can admit that too, and I'm retired. Um, that I get so busy, and I'm constantly talking to God. But when do I take time to really be quiet and really listen? Because this thing is always going, and I tell God, oh, da, 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 but I try to be, I've really been working on it this last year or two, probably 2 years, of being more positive, because I was mostly focusing on what was wrong in my life. But now I have to start looking at what is right in my life. Because I was just so heartbroken when my son decided he wasn't going to talk to us anymore, just cut us off cold turkey, right? Um, that broke my heart. And I'm not going to lie, it still breaks my heart. There's times where I just bawl my eyeballs out because I cannot figure out what is wrong. But it's hard. So I gotta learn to do that, and also I need to learn to put my full trust in him, because sometimes um, I feel like like, I don't know. I guess it's just a control thing. Because I grew up in a house where my father was literally a narcissist, and he was always in control. So I have trouble with authority figures. How about that? If someone tells me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite, even if I know they're right, because I don't like people telling me what to do. So, and I have to work on that. I really do. But I've butted heads with many people over that, and I'm trying to not do that anymore. And it's work. It's really work. So I would consider that kind of a donation, Evan. Much more work than just tossing some money in a basket they're passing around. So, yeah. Um, we just all have to start spending a little bit of time, just, even if it's 5 minutes when you first wake up before you get out of bed and running to the bathroom if you're old like me. um, but, even if you're just on the toilet. I mean, God doesn't. He's with you at all times. So he knows everything about you. So why not just talk to him when you have the time and try to make time? Because if you were going to go to a concert, you'd sure make time for that, right? And clear your schedule. Hey, Dax. Good morning, Sally. Checking in from the tour bus. You have 6 roadies listening. Oh, you're on a tour bus. Okay, well, sorry about the toilet incident I just told you about. But, God does listen to you no matter where you are. But they, like, the world is too busy. And I just think about things like that sometimes where I had more time to do things. But then once I had my kids and it started getting busier, busier, but now I look at parents, kids are in dance class, piano, they're always running. And, they don't even have time to sit down and have dinner together. And that's, oh, my mom had dinner ready and we were all at the table, you know. And then we would talk or we didn't talk, or argue, mostly argue. But yeah, we had time to do that. But now families don't, I mean, they may get together at Thanksgiving, but yeah, we got to slow down a little bit. Maybe this world would be a little bit more easy to live in. And I'm not just talking about the United States, I'm talking about the whole world. We need to slow down a little bit. I know people have to work 2 jobs and things like that, and that's horrible. But it is horrible. But maybe if we all remember yesterday I saying about the power of prayer, if everybody just gathers together and that one, I forget what his name was, Azul or something, he said about the kids lost in the forest. um no, I never visited the Middle East before. Nope, I never did. But I was talking about that and I told him the power of prayer, um to have 2 or more together praying. I believe that is in the Bible, but I can't quote the exact verse for you. But it's just, the power of prayer. I've seen miracles. My brother was in a horrible car accident. Now, whenever I hear an ambulance or like the helicopter life flight or something, um, I don't know if you guys are going to think this is weird, but every time I do that, I bless myself and say a little prayer for that person, that they're okay and that their family members are okay. And the one time that I did this, and my husband's my witness, because he does it too, and so do my sons. Um, it was just a family thing we did, and it was my brother. It was my brother being life flighted, um, because he was in a horrible car accident, and um, I was actually saying a prayer for my brother. But he was in the trauma unit, not just ICU. He was in the trauma unit, and he was in a very bad car accident. That's the brother that I take care of, because he's 9 months younger than me, but he has a brain injury, and he's kind of out there, because of the brain injury. But we're Irish twins. He was born 9 months after me. That's what's called an Irish twin, and yeah, and so I was praying for him. So whenever I hear an ambulance, now my brother does it. Like when he hears an ambulance or something, he's like, "Sal, are you okay?" So, um, I don't know. I just, even if it isn't someone I know, I think it's important to, you know, try to do things like that. Acts of charity. So it gives your soul extra boost. So when you're getting judged at the end, at the pearly gates, all right, Sally, this is what you did wrong. It's like, but you did this. We'll just cancel that one out. So, um, let me finish reading what I was reading. The healing may be instantaneous or it may be a process. That is up to me. Your part is to trust me fully and to thank me for the restoration that has begun. That's another thing I used to tell my students. You have to thank God too. You have to thank Him. Hi, Jamie. Hi, love from Carol. Oh, England. I used to try to do voices like the accent of when my son used to read Harry Potter, and he says, "Mom, you're killing it. You're just don't." I say, "Harry Potter." It's just like he would laugh at me. Okay, from Carol, England. All right. Okay, sorry guys, I digress. But I like to say hi to people when they come in. I rarely heal all the brokenness in a person's life. Even my servant Paul, who was told, "My grace is sufficient for you," when he sought healing from the thorn in his flesh. Nonetheless, much healing is available to those whose lives are intimately interwoven with mine. Ask and you shall receive. And I said that at the beginning. Ask and you shall receive. Um, wow. I need another drink. My mouth is so dry today. Okay. Wait with me for a while. Good morning. Oh, good morning. How are you, Forever? Wait with me for a while. I have much to tell you. You are walking along the path I have chosen for you. It is both a privileged and a perilous way. Experiencing my glorious presence and heralding that reality to others. So, giving that reality to others. Sometimes you feel presumptuous to be carrying out such an assignment. Do not worry about what other people think of you. Oh, that's a hard one. Since I turned 60, I'm really trying to do that. All right, do not worry about what other people think of you. The work I am doing in you is hidden at first, but eventually blossoms will burst forth and abundant fruit will be born. Stay on the path of life with me. Trust me wholeheartedly, letting my spirit fill you with joy and peace. That's what I was talking about the last 2 days. I just want to have peace. Like just peace, not worry about everything, and not people, trying to get you down. Hey, Dashing Womble, I was gonna go on your live last night and I fell asleep. I went to get the phone and I fell asleep right there. I sat down. That happens to me. Sometimes I just conk right out. I'm sorry I missed it. How's Wendy doing, Dashing Womble? So I'm talking about just having peace, just to be a total peace. I mean, I don't know if it ever was. Um, I don't know if I ever was at total peace. Uh, because, like I told you, I was always focusing on the negative. So now I'm really trying to say, okay, my kids may not be here with me. Maddie's in Texas, but he's happy. He just bought a house and he's happy. My other son, as far as I know, he's okay. Because if he wasn't, I'm sure Matthew would tell me. But as long as they're at peace, they have what they need in life. I raised them well. They know how to take care of themselves. Matthew was really good because he really would he learned how to do laundry. I mean, he was, you know, really focused on learning, skills to do in real life. And the one time when he was in like fourth or fifth grade, he wanted to sit down. He wanted to learn how to write out bills, how to write a check. So I actually let him write them all out, and then I signed them. But he learned how to do that in fourth grade. I think he was like 9 or 10. But he really wanted to learn everything, and then he would also go with his dad and like learn how to build stuff, like learn how to use a hammer, learn how to use, a screwdriver. Because there's kids out there that don't know how to even use a broom. My nephew was over here, and I said, "Can you sweep up the rocks?" Because we were putting rock around the fire pit years ago, and he was holding the broom and the shovel. He didn't even know how to use the shovel. I was like, um, what are you doing with your life? Do you not even know how to use a broom? Because I guess kids don't have chores around the house anymore. My sister has 8 kids, and I don't understand why she doesn't give them all chores. Her one daughter, Lindsay, does take care of the little kids, and she does clean a lot. So, but she's just doing that to get on the good side of her mother, so she can have extra gifts or whatever. But yeah, so um, it's just kids today. I don't know. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Maybe the kids that are on here, but somebody had asked me if I think the kids respect their parents. I don't know. There are some that do. Just like I said, all white people aren't good, but all white people aren't bad. All, same thing with black or Pakistani or whatever. I love all people until they prove me wrong. And it's the person, it's not the country or the whole race. Do you know what I mean? Um, it's all in who you how you portray yourself, and it's all in who you hang out with too, because who you hang out with can reflect upon, and I'm talking to adults too. If you're hanging out with people that are, you know not real honest, then you're going to start acting like that, that's what happens. You get to do their mannerisms and their things, and then you start sliding into what they do, because when you hang around with someone, you start to take on, like, not just their mannerisms, but the things they do. And that's very um, Ray says, I used to do chores when I was a kid, with cooking food to garden, etc., laundry too. I'll tell you what, um, even I respected my parents till the end, um, but even all the horrible things that Daddy did. But I I was pregnant, like with my oldest son, and I was out there weeding his. He had a big giant garden, and I was out there weeding, and I was trying to help out, and things certainly have changed nowadays. And that's like the kids with the rocks, moving those pile of rocks for me. I pay them the money because he was saying about his rent was due at the end of the day, and they only worked. Okay, they said their work day was only, they were supposed to be here at 8:30. They got here at 9:30. Then they left. They didn't even do anything. Then they left. They came back at 10, and they told me they were done at 1, and the rest of the rocks I'm going to have to pay them more money to move. And they knew very well that I had no way of moving those rocks because, I'm handicapped. I have a back problem, and they know that I don't have any way of moving. Even if I took a bucket of them at a time, it would take me forever because you got to go down a hill and then back up, and I'm deathly afraid of falling. So, um, they took advantage of me. But there are kids that are willing to help and work and stuff, but I don't know. Those kids are probably going to grow up to be shysters or whatever. Do you know what a shyster is? That an old time word? They're not honest or a crook. I have I have old time words that I use, and people are like, "What is that?" Oh, shyster, or or my again maybe it's just my own vocabulary, but yeah, my son, he used to do laundry and everything, but then when my older son Daryl moved out, he didn't know how to do any of that stuff. But he used to make he did learn how to eat because he was a chubby boy. He did learn how to eat. Oh, it is, but those kids, they came back and they were doing their round and round talking, and I was just like, but I felt bad when I gave them the money the first day because the kid couldn't have been more than 19, 20, and he had two kids, and he said that his rent was due, so I gave him the money, and he promised me he was coming back. He did come back, but he was supposed to be here at 8, and he didn't get here till 9:30, quarter to 10. And I said, well, when you're trying to run a business, you have to, let the people know you're going to be late. You don't just show up whenever you want, because the person that you're working for is your boss. And they if they spread your business by word of mouth, and what people say about you. So, and I have a big mouth. I always commend people when I go to a restaurant, good job or whatever. But just like that Aspen Dental where that lady was chasing after me, yelling at me, yes, I did call corporate office. And no, they haven't um, called me back. But they did send me a survey, so I'm going to have to fill out that survey. Um, yeah, I don't know. But I like to be more positive and try to commend people, or I'll even ask for their boss to come out and say, you know what, this person is really a hard worker. Because there are some kiddos or, people that are workers that go the extra mile. I know I watch these Door Dashers like Ray here and DJ and people like that, Dean. They work hard. They really work hard because some people, when you get your food delivered and you're like, oh, they get money from the company and then I'm not giving a tip. They live for those tips because they work hard because Mary, who's another Door Dasher, she's a little tiny thing and she's in her 60s and she carries those big cases of water. And when you show up and it's in an apartment and you got to go up all these steps, it's just, hey, teeny minty girl, how are you? What do you feel from me? What's the part about the Dashers or the? I'm telling you what, I watch those Dashers, and Ray's a hard worker. That's Dashing Womble. Mary, she is in Florida, and she's a little tiny thing. Um, my other girl, no, why did it just leave my mind? She's in California. Spice. I love her, and for a while there, I was, making sure she got home because she works really late at night. But what am I gonna do, right? Far away from her, but it just, I really like her. And a lot of these people are really good people. They're just trying to make a living because they don't just work the DoorDash. They also work um, other jobs too. Who's Cassandra? Is that teeny minty girl? Oh, okay. Is that her name, Cassandra? Okay, Cassandra. I didn't know you were a dasher. Well, thank you for coming back because I remember that teen minty girl, 569. Um, are you a dasher then, Cassandra? Ray knows everybody. Oh, driving with Spice. Yes. Oh, is her name Cassandra? I did not know that. I did not know that. Oh, that's a pretty name, Cassie or Cassandra. I never knew that. So now I know. Especially Ray here. He helped me a lot. He helped me with when I first started out with getting subs. So did Mary. Mary's gig work. She helped me out a lot too, and finding my way around the internet. So um, I love their community that they have over there. So drink. I gotta drink water, water, water. Okay, it's not water. It's Diet Pepsi. Terry says hi, Ray. I forgot we had Terry C here. Um, I didn't know if he was scrolling by or. Oh wow, guys! Thanks for the likes. I really appreciate that. It's a hug. It's a hug from you. I love hugs. We're doing a gig work meetup. Oh, in September. Where are you guys going for that? And if you guys are all there, who's going to be doing who's going to be doing the door dashing? We don't eat out, so I don't really. I've never had DoorDash. Oh, somebody's in the hospital. We'll have to keep them in our prayers. So maybe I should just continue this reading here. I messed up. I got this booster. Well, I called Verizon and they supposedly cleared something out. They said I had like 12 devices or something running. Um, oh, is that near you, Ray? Missouri? Isn't that where you're from? They're meeting in Springfield, Missouri. Wow. Um, I gotta get that. Did you ever see? I think Walmart had it. It was like an element chart, and it had U M as one of the elements. Somebody got to buy that T-shirt for me. because I say all the time. And I try so hard not to do that. And it just comes out. We'll be meeting at Lambert's Cafe. Oh, that is very good because years ago when I had a YouTube channel back in 2008, uh, we all we rented the whole Holiday Inn on the suburbs of see there's that again of Philadelphia. We rented the whole thing. We had the meeting room, we had the club, like the bar and that, and we all had rooms. And some of them, booked rooms together to save money. But we went there, and I had the time of my life. I think there was probably like 50 people that were all in the same community, and it was just so nice. And it was, even though it was that long ago, because it was my idea to do it, and so we all got together and they we had such we had so much fun because it was like family that you haven't seen in a long time, but we never met before. But we knew a lot about each other, and we got to go all around. The one guy, Tom, he lived in that area, so he showed us around the Liberty Bell and all that. It was such an interesting trip. And we did the Rocky Steps. I ran up the Rocky Steps, and Daryl videoed it. Then it was his turn, and I forgot to turn the camera on. I didn't record it. And I said, just try to do it again. He's like, no, just forget. So I didn't do that on purpose. My friend Tom is like, you little brat. And I said, I was going to push the record button, and really, I wouldn't do that. So, we'll be meeting there. Okay. Then they have, it says, Beloved Jesus, help me to think your thoughts more and more. When the worries of this world are pressing down on me, I need to take time to think things out in your presence. As I relax with you, your everlasting arms enfold me in peace. Oh, I so want that. I just gotta find it. It's such a blessing to take a break from obsessing about my concerns. Yes, it would be. And just enjoy this time of looking to you. If I may, can I read that again? Because it's got to get it in my noggin. It's such a blessing to take a break from obsessing about my concerns. In other words, all the worry. And just enjoy this time of looking to you. I'm going to find peace. I am. I'm going to keep on working at it. There'll be a lot of live shows, happenings as Dashers journey toward this event. Right on. That's cool. I like to intersperse quietness with reading scripture and speaking or singing praises to you. Thank you for guiding me to use excuse me. Thank you for guiding me to use Bible verses in my prayers and petitions. When my prayers are permeated with scripture, I am able to pray with more confidence. And that's what I tell you all. Whenever I get my books out that I have, when I put my finger in there and just pick whatever comes up, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but what does God want me to talk about? So, Justin Powell, hey, you haven't been here in a while. You haven't checked in. Justin is from Australia, but he hasn't been checking in, that naughty boy. When my prayers are permeated with scripture, I'm able to pray with more confidence. I long to be transformed by the renewal of my mind. That's okay, Justin. I forgive you. The world exerts massive amounts of pressure on me through ever-present electronic communications. Instead of letting the world press me into its mold, I ask you to transform the way I think. As you gradually renew my mind, I yearn for thoughts and attitudes to reflect you in ever increasing measure. We were just talking about this stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, Justin, at least you know you were missed. Okay? And that's true. I long to be transformed by the renewal of my mind. The world exerts massive amounts of pressure. and on me through ever-present electronic communications. I'll tell you what. See, that's the thing when my older son, when they would come over, even, hello, Doc, um, uh, even at Thanksgiving and stuff, she would have that phone. And I tell you, I know the top of her head more than I know what her face looks like because she would not put that phone down. And I know a lot of people, like when you go to the grocery store and that, and they're still talking on the phone or texting, or, you know, you get a red light and you're waiting for someone to finish their text so you can get going. Uh, People are so attached to their phones. But the thing is, though, I know what it's like to live without a phone. So I mean, I maybe I rely on it now, but I know how to live. How about that? I know how to live without a computer. I know how to live without, you know, a phone, because I didn't have that when I was growing up. But you all know that, um, how to use technology, where I'm having some problem with learning technology. I mean, I barely can edit these things. I just put them on. I don't even know how to make a thumbnail or anything. I've tried to do these things. Um, Thank you, Doc. It's good to see you as well. England. He's from England as well. I haven't been to Australia in many years. I love to go back someday. He was asking Justin was asking where you're from. Instead of letting the world press me into a mold, I ask you to transfer me the way I think. As you gradually renew my mind, I yearn for my thoughts and my attitudes to reflect you in ever increasing measure. In your transforming name, amen. And then the eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will thrust out the enemy from you and will say, destroy. And that's from Deuteronomy 33, chapter 33, 27. Those who look to him are radiant with joy. Their faces will never be ashamed. That's from Psalms. That's an old one. That's chapter 34, 5. Those who look at him are radiant with joy. Their faces will never be ashamed. This one's from Hebrews. It says, for the word of God is living and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. It penetrates even the dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrow. Ugh. It judges the thoughts and attitudes of the heart. Wow. For the word of God is living and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. Huh. That's from Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. And then I have one more here. Do not be comforted to this world. I can read, really. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. That's from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. See, it says, do not be conformed in this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your time. And that's what we were reading about before. And by testing you may discern what is the will of God. So there's a little testing going on. Like the young lady earlier said that she was studying for exams. So maybe that's our exam for life, that, you know, God wants us to, you know, gives you an opportunity to see what you do with it. Yes. Silly Sally. Yes, I am. um, so that's a lot to think about today. Those are some pretty good topics that God presented before me and you, uh, or you and I. Do some proper English as a teacher here, but it's just wow, it's a lot to think about, because this world is too busy and we don't think about it. we need to step back, or like I said, even before you get out of bed, if you have, a chaotic house and there's nowhere to be quiet, just lie in bed and pull the covers over your head and talk to God a little bit, because prayer is talking to and listening to God. And a lot of people just go in your car and just sit in there, and it's just so quiet. Or better yet, my favorite thing to do is to go to the car wash. I love going to the car wash. In fact, my husband, he goes to the car wash, but he can't believe I still have paint on my car because I go so often. But it's like I have no distractions. Well, I kind of do the bubbles, but it's quiet, and I go in my car and just do anything. Um, it's just so relaxing to me. But going in your car, I remember, that's what I said, Ray. I said, I remember before all these electronics, how easy your life is. Yeah, technology, like I'm talking to you or talking to people, around the world. Sure, there's good points about it. But people like me, like this morning, I got cut off. This is my second attempt for this live. And it's frustrating to me because I don't know what to do. Like, how do I get it to go on besides starting over again? So, but if those of you just came in, I'm wearing my Snoopy for Izzy. She was here. She wanted me to wear my Snoopy glasses because I'm a big fan of Charles Schultz. Um, I'm going, going to the car wash too. One day I'll take the vehicle through there too. I love the car wash. The car wash where I'm at, if you get the good car wash, you go through and then they put the soap on there. Um, and it's all different colors. It reminds me of, what does it remind me of? I forget, Daryl and I were talking, because now Daryl, my husband, likes to go to the car wash now too. So try it. Because mine has all those things that go around and stuff. You'll see it on my videos. I have videos of it all the time. But I just love the car wash. And I also love to go like roads that have trees on both sides and it's kind of shaded. I love to go like it's a tunnel. I love to do those kind of things. Just those kind of things. I don't know. But where you can go for complete quiet, it depends on where you park, is go into your car and just think about stuff. Just listen to God. And we just got to slow down, even if it's just 5 minutes. And that's where a lot of people don't do self care too. Because when I was, um, are my glasses being, yes, they are Snoopy. Say they're Snoopy. Can you see them? Yeah, I love Snoopy. Um, so we just have to slow down. Like this cloudy day today, I was going to do some stuff out here, but I can't now. So maybe if I just slow down, it's a kind of a tranquil day. The birds aren't too loud. But after I'm done with you guys here, if I just sat out here and just listened to God, it's going to start getting a little bit busier on my street with people going to work and stuff. But yeah, so we haven't been going to the traditional Catholic mass on Sundays, which my mom is probably in heaven saying, Sally Ann. But a lot of things happen with the diocese, and I know it's just people, but I still pray. Daryl and I still pray together because a family that prays together stays together, So we went through the car wash a few months ago, and I leaned on the button to open the passenger window. Wendy was not. I had my window open and I was starting to go through and the lady's yelling, ma'am, shut your window. And I was so involved in videotaping it for you guys. Hey, Frugal Lifestyle, how are you? How are you? I like that name. I need to be frugal too. I really need. You have a channel, honey? Because I'm going to have to stop by there. So, yeah, I'm going to have to be a big subscriber for you. And I need to learn how to be frugal. Um, We have a very strong faith, not too crazy about organized religion. Yes, we do have a very strong faith. Um, but Daryl and I have been married for 40 years, 40. We've been married 40 years, and so you do have a channel, okay? Um, oh my goodness, look, guys, you see the deer crossing the road? Can you see them? There's a whole bunch of them. Can you see them down there? Did you see the deer? Sorry about that. Did you see the deer? Oh, during surfing? Okay. I love the technology of being able to chat with everyone for sure, but life has become busier than ever. Yes. Did you guys see the deer? um, yeah, okay. I'll have to check out Frugal Lifestyle. I'm probably already a member of your, subscribed to you, Frugal Lifestyle. What's your first name, honey? Frugal Lifestyle? Um, oh dear. Did you see? I get it now, Justin. You guys need to start that dad joke channel. The dad. You guys need, you and Daryl and um, Okies need to start that channel. Yeah, we just celebrated 40 years of marriage. First, I had my 60th birthday 5 days later. It was our 40th anniversary because I got married at 20. And then we had our first child at 22 or 23. Terry Lynn. Okay. My cousin's name is Terry Lynn, but she spells it Terri, and she lives in Minnesota. But Ray says, I just subbed to your channel, Frugal. Oh, you want to check out the Frugal Lifestyle too? Good job. Good job, Ray. That's the thing about this, Terry Lynn. Um, if you go on some of these lives, I'm sure you know this, but a lot of nice people learn about your channel and they really want to, they're interested in the topics that you have. That's why I asked. Usually Paula's on here. Paula does retirement. She's been on my channel in the morning. Because Daryl and I have another channel too, but we haven't really done much with it because I've been doing a lot of the cooking things on here, um, like the spicy pork chops, and then the cake you make with a just a can of Diet Pop. I don't know if you guys saw that video. You just take the cake mix and a 12-ounce can of Diet Pop, and you mix them together and bake them as the box says, and the cake comes out perfectly moist, perfectly good. Yum, yum, yum. You should check out that video. But I don't know who comes up with these things, you know. Like, I think today I'm going to make a cake mix with just a can of Diet Pop. So, I don't know. But it's pretty cool. Um, Pretty cool thing that happened there. Uh, so, there's a lot of variety on my channel here, too. So, but so the hustle and bustle, are you going to try to slow down a little bit, guys, and think about things? You started watching it and you lost interest. Are you one of those people that are on my on my videos for point oh 0.02? You got thirsty. Ray, you're too funny. Hi, Candace. You're awake. How are you, honey? I love that idea. Cake mix with Diet Pop. That's it. You don't have to put the oil or anything. Um, and you follow the directions of that particular box. And we put, Terry Lynn, we put fat-free Cool Whip on it. And then I found that they make cherry pie filling that's no sugar added. It still has sugar in it, but no sugar added. And then we put that on top and make it a Black Forest cake. But you can make anything you want. Uh, but don't use Diet Pepsi in a white cake, because then it turns out to a pretty ugly color. So you know, like you can use Diet 7 Up or Diet Ginger Ale, Um, you've been trying to get up to watch me? Really? Aw, Candace, thank you. Thank you. I have my Snoopy glasses on today because Izzy asked me to wear them. Um, I get those topper things, like they just click on there, and I love these glasses. I should be a sponsor, or what is that? They should be my, I don't know, they should pay me. They should pay me to do this stuff. But I don't get paid. I have a little box I got at Five Below to put them in. See, it was $5. It's wood. I sent one to my friend Heather, and we had her name engraved on it. Um, but there's like all my little glasses fit in there perfect. See, I have a whole pile of them here. And you could just pop them all on if you want to watch them, wear them all. Ginger ale and spice cake is awesome. Yes, that's where your add-on frames went, Justin. Look how thick they are. That kind of makes my nose look smaller. Okay. So yeah. But I put those on for her because I promised her. She is going into the 8th grade this year. I'm very proud of her. I know it said spice space. We knew it wasn't a space cake. Where do you live, Candace Lynn? Because I got them at America's Best, but you can order them online. The company is called Pair, Pair, and you just give them your prescription from your doctor, and you can get the frames and that. But they were on what's that show called, Shark Tank or something? You know that Shark Tank? That's where they presented their glasses on there, and two of the panel um, gave them money to go forward with this idea. Um, Sally, okay. uh, yeah, that's where I got them. Where are you from, Candace Lynn? You hate autocorrect? Well, my microphone, it says, like, if I say I went to the store, um, it says something completely different, like I walked the dog down the street to poop. I don't know. It just says things that aren't even what came from my mouth, but a lot of times it does other things. I don't know. So, what, were you up all night, Ray? So, is it bedtime for you now because you were up on your live all night? I actually took a pill to make me go to sleep. I took a Arkansas. Oh, okay. That's like you're in the United States. Oh, I think I took a Xanax, and I shouldn't use those because I'm saving them for when I got to go to the dentist. Because I think my mouth is still swollen from those 3 root canals I had, and then tomorrow I got to go back. But it feels like I'm 'cause I keep going like that when I talk. It's oh, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think it's swollen on that side because I don't know. I don't know. Um, I can walk the dog with my yo-yo. Yeah, that's true. Hmm. I finished the live about 11:30 or so. Unfortunately, I still haven't slept. I see you're doing that thing with me too, like I do. I got 3 hours sleep last night. Because even when I take an Ambien, which is a sleeping pill, it lets me fall asleep, but it doesn't keep me asleep. And I get 2 to 3 hours sleep, and my doctor was like, "That's not healthy," but I've been doing it for 10 years now. I I, I just can't sleep because of my mind. Is that pencil? I hate root canals. I had one recently. I had 3, but they were all on different days, and my insurance exhausted, so I had to put one of them, 800 some dollars, on a credit card, which I don't like to use credit cards. I had them all paid off, and then to tomorrow they wanted another $800, but I'm just gonna let them finish what I already paid for. Well, I owe half of it. I owe 500 still, so I have to pay that. So there goes another credit card. But I was supposed to get 3 other fillings filled, so yay, credit card too. Yeah, I had them all paid off. Oh my root canals. Hope you heal quickly. Wish you the best. Aw, thank you, Terry Lynn. I'm going to be over to check you out on your channel. I had the 3rd root canal, and she put that stuff on my tooth, guys. That, that, what's that stuff called? I can't even think, the frozen stuff. My mind went blank. But, and she put that on there, and that real cold stuff, and I went through the roof again. I don't know why she did that. I had mine paid off too, but insurance does not cover enough. No, it doesn't. They're like, you're exhausted. Da, 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 da. And then the other 3 teeth, she said, well, it's only going to be $300. Just like, I don't know if Candace, if you heard my story about when I went, hello, Haters Universe, Ave, uh, Evasion? Hello, how are you, honey? Um, but when I went to Aspen Dental, and the guy gave me a total of, for everything to get done, like he said, 1,400, right? Gave me the paper. I'm looking at all the different things. And then he goes on the computer, and I asked him, and he said 3 times that they checked it 3 times, and everything, that was the total of it. And he goes, oh, like that. And I said, oh, what? He goes, it's going to be a little bit more. Candace, guess how much a little bit more was for this dude? He says it's going to be a little bit more. I'm like, well, how much exactly is a little bit more? Are you ready? $3,000. Now that's a bit of a difference, and I don't consider that a little bit more because it's like double what you originally said, more than double of what you originally said. So it would have been $4,500 to get all the work done. So I'm just going to wait until January to get my insurance recharged or whatever it's called. Yes. So $3,000 more was a little more. And so I said, no. Here's what I said. I said, no, you have to give it to me for that price because that's what you quoted me. I need to have my teeth clean, but I already at the max on my insurance, still paying my premium, but can't get a cleaning and paying credit card too. 3 grand is a little bit more. That's what they said. But listen to this, Ray and Candace. So I said, no, no, no. You quoted me 1,500 or 1,400, so that's what you have to give me. You told me 3 times that you checked it 3 times. Everything's good to go. You assured me. So then when he found that mistake, okay, he pulled the paper out of my hand, pulled it out of my hand, turned it over on the other side of it, like behind him on the desk, so I couldn't get to it. And I said, no, I said, we were already talking the payment plan for 1,400. We were already, doing everything but signing for it. And then he found that mistake. That's not my fault. That's your fault. That's your company's fault. So I said, he was the manager of the Aspen Dental place, and I said, well, who's above you? I know you're the manager, which he was a little dweeb, a little blonde dweeb kid, but he says, well, nobody is or something. But you know what? A manager isn't the highest up. So he sent this other girl, and I said, what is she here? And he says, oh, she's been here a lot longer than me, but she knows everything about Aspen Dental. So she comes in, and just the way she was carrying herself, how she presented herself, I could tell that she had an attitude. And I didn't even say anything to her. So I told her the whole story that I told you, that he took the paper out of my hand. And then I looked and I said, that paper's not even there anymore, because she was sitting at his desk. I said, the paper's not there. I said, can you please, get the paper off him, and I'll show you what he said. Um, So she's typing on her computer. I'll find it in here. Don't worry about it. And I says, no, can you get the paper off of him? Please get the paper off of him. And do you know what he did? He shredded it. He shredded the paper. So she was yelling at me, haven't you ever heard of human mistakes? And then I said, no, but he quoted it to me. He's giving me the all of the payment plan. But see, I couldn't talk to the dentist, Terry Lynn, because it was Aspen Dental, and they're like, um, just like going to America's Best, they're not really the owner of the place. I don't know. It's really weird. That place is weird. I've seen a lot of reviews on it. So, but my husband went there when he had his teeth done, and he had a good experience with them. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Trouble follows me. So anyway, she's screaming at me. She stands up at the desk, and I'm down below. And I don't know if you ever, learned about conflicts and stuff. You have to be above the person to feel, adequate in an argument. So she's yelling at me, and I just couldn't take anymore. I was like, because I would be um, yelling right back. I just calmly got up and started to walk out. And she's like, where are you going? I said, I'm leaving. So I left um, and called corporate office, which they still haven't gotten back to me. Yeah. Sorry, I call them as I see them. My husband had to change dentists more than once because he was overcharged for the services he received. Yeah, how do they do that? I don't know. It's like those kids with the rocks. I paid them all that money, and then, they said, well, we're done for the day. And those rocks, if you want us to move the rest of them, then you have to pay us more. And I'm just like, no. They sound like a bunch of actual demons. You need to walk away and find another place. Yeah, but I wanted to make a point that you can't just quote people prices and just say, oh, well, human error. But I guess I'm going to have to let it go. I'm still here, but I need to get ready for work. Yeah, I'm going to have to go because guess what? My phone, I didn't charge it last night because I was going to watch Ray's live last night. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand and I didn't charge it last night. Um, Ray says I'd be talking to corporate about them. Yes, I did. I called corporate and they're so stupid that they sent me a survey, so I'm going to write on there too. Email corporate. If they don't reply, then call your local media company. I have been on the news before and type a Google review too. I know. I'm very persuasive. Ask my husband. I have gotten so many things free for stupid mess ups. But guys, thank you so much for all the hugs. If you didn't hit the like yet, could you hit the like? That's a big hug for me. And I'm going to check out Candace. Do you have a channel, Candace Lynn? I'm going to check out. Um, oh, thank you, Candace. Do you have a channel? Frugal Lifestyle. I have to remember that Frugal Lifestyle. I'm going to go over there, but I think I already watched you before. That is so cool. I can't wait to watch your channel. Um, Dashing Wumble, I'm always around. Um, let's see. Have a great day, everyone. Yes, it's Carrie. Oh, Candace. I didn't know that was you. Bye, Kelly. Oh my gosh, Candace. Oh, Candace. We already know each other. I always remember you, Carrie on Candace, but you're Candace Lynn. Oh my gosh. We've been talking. This maybe. Oh my gosh. I've been talking to Candace Lynn the whole time, and I already knew her, but I knew her as Carry On Candace. All right, we gotta learn these different things here. But Terry Lynn, it's nice to meet you, and I'm going to look into you. Candace Lynn, meet Terry Lynn of Frugal Lifestyle. And I'm sure you, I don't know, Candace Lynn, if you know teacher Kelly Tagg. She's a preschool teacher, and she has to get to work now. But I love this community, and I love that you were here today, Ray, and I need you to get some rest. Yeah, I know. But if I know your name, I probably don't know your channel. Like Tracy, hers is living in the Wild West or something. I know Tracy, but I subbed to Candace's channel too. All right, see, there you go, Candace. It was worthwhile getting up today. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out your channel too. I need something to listen to and watch while I do other things. I'm thinking about with my project me doing a live for that too, because I've been trying to get all that stuff done for that, but there's only so many hours in a day. Whenever I get on the internet or on the computer and I start editing and stuff, does anybody else fall asleep? Like I just, I'm out cold, and sometimes I hit my head off of, off of my computer because I'm so tired because I don't get enough sleep. Does anybody else ever fall asleep at the computer? Is it just me? Because I try to do it right after this, and I'm just like, man, I already need a nap. But anyway, I'm digressing. I gotta go, and you guys have to get your day started, or continue day, or go to bed, or whatever. So, all right, you do too, Justin. Okay, awesome. It's not just me. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you who subbed to me. Um, I appreciate all the hugs, which AKA likes, because I miss those little kids giving me those hugs. Take a screenshot, Sally. That way you don't forget the channels. I know. I should do that. I I was on a live show. I was on a live on a whole panel of people, and I fell asleep right on camera. It was so embarrassing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Good idea. So I can have it forever in my life. Okay, there we go. I hate when people stop in front of my house and let their dog poop in my yard. Okay. Okay, it's not just me. Okay, I'm going to go. I love you guys, and you really take care of yourself. Perhaps it'll be a sunny day, but maybe not. It's okay. But yeah, go make some content. I need something to entertain me. All right, love you guys. Bye. Bye, Daryl. See you tonight. Bye, Ray.